Check it out, man. Live from the A, it's your boy Don Cannon, the legend. They also know me as the #1 co-signer. You know what it is, man. HipHopWire.com. I'm in the building. Stay tuned.
HipHopWire.com. We are here with Mr. Money Machine, Don Cannon. What's up, man?
What's going on, Hip Hop Wire? I'm out here.
Yo, everything good, man. So, man, you been doing your thing for a while, man, as a DJ, producer, mixtape host. So, I mean, like, let's just talk about your whole career, man. Like, what do you remember most about when you first started with the Aphilliates? Like, what's your biggest memory?
Well, my biggest memory is starting out with a crew called the Super Friends, first and foremost. You know what I mean? I was young. I was like one of the first young DJs to ever get that type of recognition, because the Super Friends were like, you know, a team of DJs that were almost 28 and up. And, you know, they was doing a lot of things, you know, around the city. And, you know, we broke off and formed our own thing with the Philly crew. At first, you know, it was just Philly, so we had to come up with a name that's Philly. And the homie Ace McLeod, which was, you know, running with us, helping us handle some of the business with Beat Sense and Drum, came up with the name Aphilliates with PH in it for Philly. You know, and, you know, some of the finest memories is just building from the ground up. You know, a lot of people don't have a chance. I see a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people on the social networks crying for a chance instead of building, you know, something from the ground up. I know it's hard, but we did it. You know, you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice sleep. You sacrifice eating. You sacrifice, you know, health, family, a lot of stuff in order to do what you want to do from the ground up. And, you know, that's one of the fondest memories I have of, you know, building a brand like Cannon, or, you know, even with the Aphilliates, and then, you know, any other brand we've had, from Gangsta Grills and, you know, so on and so forth.
Right. Now, one of the craziest things that happened with the Aphilliates, man, was when you guys got arrested. like you guys got arrested basically over mixtapes. Like, can you talk about that situation?
It was really a big misunderstanding, you know what I mean? On that caliber level, nobody's seen mixtapes done. You know, what we've done, you know, they've had mixtapes in the past where we had DJ Clue, Doo-Wop, down here they had Funky Daryl James, you had DJ Jelly, and the whole Oop Camp. But what we basically did was we took an artist, made it an album style cover, and started putting them out like that, you know what I mean? And that kind of raised the awareness, because, you know, we had CeeLo and Gnarls Barkley when they first started. That was one of the hottest mixtapes we had. And, you know, he gave us a chance to really help them, you know, break the album. But it looked like a album, you know what I mean? So the real, you know, the RAA and everybody didn't really understand what it was. So, you know, it came down to something that was looking like bootleg and, you know, so on and so forth. But, you know, it really came out good. And, you know, in the end, they really, you know, we raised awareness for the RIAA to learn and, you know, find out things about, you know, how the mixtape game goes, how the promo game goes. You know, there's still people that's in there, you know, tantalizing with it and making it seem bad, but for the most part, it's a good promotional tool.
Right. So how do you view the mixtape game now compared to around the time that actually happened? Or what's the difference now?
What the difference is now is this, you know, creating that awareness. Back in the day when we got arrested, was kind of like we're basically, you know, making the companies say that they've given us the right to do this, and also putting that promotional thing out for free. You know what I mean? Before it wasn't like a thing where it said free on it. Now it's free, and then it's changed because it's all digital now. It used to be a lot of formats, going around, handing them out, doing different things. People still do it in hard copy fashion, but now it's based on, you know, how many downloads you have, and, you know, it's more of the impression game now, you know, where, you know, what site is having it first, or who's, you know, pushing it first. You know, that's where we're going with it in this new era. It's digital.
Yeah, you mentioned change, man. So I mean, things definitely changed with the mixtapes, and things also they changed with you too. Yes, you left the Aphilliates not too long, maybe like a year or two after that happened. What was the main reason that you left the Aphilliates?
Well, the main reason was nothing of a sort of, you know, basically just seeing not eye to eye. You know what I mean? When you have business partners, it's hard, because everybody came from different places. They have different visions. But to start a company and collectively put things together, it's kind of hard to keep that, because everybody wants to take it in which way. And if we don't agree on certain things, then there's no basic vision or no centerpiece for that company. So that's basically what happened. You know, a lot of tension brewed from, you know, the raid, and, you know, a lot of tension brewed from, you know, everybody trying to, you know, take what they did as an individual and make it happen. You know what I mean? You know, as far as me, I was producing, and Drum was doing radio, and Sense was doing his thing in different marketing aspects. So it was kind of like, you know, I had to really step out and say, okay, since I was little, my main focus as an individual is to be this, and this. Am I getting that from this crew? You know what I mean? And I didn't get it, you know what I mean, at first, because I'm like, I'm getting where I'm supposed to be going, but how I seen and viewed myself wasn't really something that I was getting in the direction of. So basically what I did was I separated myself, you know what I mean? And it also caused tension, but, you know, later down the road, we sat down, we talked about it. Really wasn't no tension, you know what I mean? Because we've been friends for over 10, 11 years. And, you know, to sacrifice something over business, that's something you don't do, because our family know each other. You know, we've known each other, like I said, 10 or more years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, after that was squashed, and, you know, I just moved on, you know. Drum moved on and doing his thing, and Sense moved on and do his thing. Everybody's just doing what we was based to do individually since we were younger. And I basically taking the visions, and if it comes back together and brings, then cool.
All right. So you guys don't basically, you don't have a business relationship right now, but how's your personal relationship between the rest of the crew?
Actually, we have business and personal. Like, business now is a better way, because before, when we used to do business, a lot of things came off too personal. You didn't want to do something because, you know what I mean? And it's sometimes you bend your rules when it gets personal in this friendship. So now we know how to separate it, but it took all that to learn. Now we're like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this mixtape together. We're going to go and do this show together. We're going to get money together. We understand how we're doing it as each individual sole proprietor and businessman. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the personal relationship. We act as personal. We don't let all the business in, and we don't do anything that has anything to do with, you know, business, because that leads into a personal relationship where we might start arguing. We just keep it family. I see his kids, you know what I mean? We might go out, I may see Sense, we might party in the club, we might have, you know, a drink, or, you know, so on and so forth. And now it's real like that now. Like, we're grown people.
All right. Now, streets talk, man, is not something that I felt or said, but basically what people were saying, that a lot of Dark Man was like the main cause for a lot of tension that was going on in between the crew. And actually, you know, the crew actually broke ties from him too. Right. Can you speak on that? Is that true? Any truth to that?
Yeah, to be honest, it is a truth, because, you know, we built a company with 3 people. You know, it was a 3-headed monster. When that came in, it kind of like, that was something that came afterwards. And, you know, that was something that I didn't feel, you know, later on they didn't feel, because when you have a company, you have to bring in somebody to help us build this company that we already built. No, we just need to add components. And once we added that, it kind of tried to take over the company and take over our vision and do things that we weren't wanting to do. You know what I mean? And things that, you know, that seemed unreal, you know what I mean, to people. Like, there's no reason as DJs or producers we shouldn't have good, clean blood out in the street. Like, you know what I mean? Not even on, you know, street level, on music level, we should be good. We should have a beef with no artist. There's no way in the world a producer or, you know, or a DJ should have problems with an artist in no shape, form, or fashion. So, you know, a lot of people wouldn't deal with us from day one have had relationships with us. If you take an example, T.I., we've known him since, you know, his first album, I'm Serious, and doing his things. He was come by the crib. He was doing things according to our cell phones, according to our text messages and emails. Later down the road, when you add that into a business and that person, we start phoning it through that, somebody will feel some type of way, or take it that personal. You know what I'm saying? And that's a point where I didn't want to sacrifice my relationships with any artist over no business moves. You know what I mean? Because that's all you have, your clientele. And if you don't have clientele, you don't have a business. Check it out, man. Live from the A, it's your boy Don Cannon, the legend. They also know me as the #1 co-signer. You know what it is, man. HipHopWire.com. I'm in the building. Stay tuned.